like, and the winner for Miss UNC.
Miss UNC is Myra Parker.
Welcome back to my channel, Myra Raven 101, Myra's Life and Unsolicited Advice. So you've already read that title, you've already seen the thumbnail, you know why we're here. We're here to talk about my experience running for and successfully winning Miss University of North Carolina 2018. And the crowd goes wild. I'm doing shadow realness, but I put the light in a different area today, and I'm really liking it. You're really getting to, hopefully my makeup is blended out, you're not getting flashback. See some spaces that can be better, but whatever. So basically I wanted to start off with a disclaimer. Pulling the laptop out again. If you're new here, the laptop, the Mac does not mean I have money. It means I went to school, they paid for it, and I paid the difference. Okay, so I wrote this disclaimer up. It'll also be in the bio below. So basically the disclaimer is, this video contains thoughts, opinions, and I get so excited to do videos, y'all, that I stammer over my words. Disclaimer. This video contains thoughts, opinions, and perspectives exclusively and explicitly from Myra Raven 101. That's me. The views expressed do not represent the University of North Carolina, the General Alumni Association, the UNC Homecoming Committee, or any past or present members of the Royal Court or candidates that previously ran or are currently running, as there are campaigns going on right now. I will not be giving / broadcasting step-by-step advice on how to win. That is one, unethical to me, as it is a competition with rules and bylaws, and I would also not do the work for you. You gotta earn it, winky face. Additionally, the rules and the laws change over the years, and what I hope for is that this video encourages or inspires people to run for many years to come. Some of the information that I'm sharing can be found on my personal Instagram or is public knowledge. The rest is my perspectives and experiences, and for all things pertaining to this topic, visit the General Alumni Association website or the UNC Homecoming Instagram. Go Heels. So again, my perspective, my thoughts and views, and of course, like, this is something I invested a lot of time, money, hours into. So of course there are people that I'm just like, oh, I really hope they get it, but I'm not gonna like publicly broadcast and important to be genuine. So because as I'm about to show you, it can be a lot. Okay, so I came with a notepad and a laptop to go in on this topic. Okay, so excuse me. So the first thing I want to go over is what is Mr. and Miss UNC. Okay, so it's basically a competition run through the General Alumni Association and the Homecoming Committee. Okay, so just like in high school or other colleges and HBCUs, which that stands for Historically Black College or University, it's a homecoming king or queen title. You're representing the school. For UNC specifically though, it is a positive senior student that embodies the Carolina way in leadership, scholarship, and service. All of those three things. Okay, so it's funny, when I was running, there were people that were seniors that didn't know what it was, and first years that didn't know what it was, because unless you're really running and investing time, you don't really know, you don't think about it. We have jobs, athletes, classes, clubs, and organizations that we're in, so I totally get it. So basically that is what it is. I'm not giving you the step-by-step, but if you're interested, you do go to an interest meeting and there's an application and they tell you everything you need to do. From there, it is open to one male and one female student, and not to not be inclusive, but that's the language that they use. Senior student for the female for Miss, male for Mr. And I want to say, because I did a project on this, did it start in like the 30s? Is 1930 too early? I'm pretty sure, because I am the 25th Black Miss UNC, and I want to feel like the other half were not Black. So that's 50 years. Oh, I don't do math. If that math is wrong, don't grill me in the comments. Also, as Mr. and Miss UNC, you have to go through voting. You have to be numbers, like you have to get the votes, the most votes wins, as well as you have to cultivate a service project. And that was different from high school, because I was New Bern High School homecoming queen. So yeah, you had to cultivate a service project, and I'm going to talk about mines later in the video. Yeah. Okay, so why did I run? I remember I transferred to UNC. If you didn't know, I was a transfer student. Even people that went to school with me didn't know I was a transfer student. Wasn't an identity that I tried to hide or anything. I just transferred in with class of 2020, which I'm about to graduate soon. So people didn't know if I was a first year. I kind of stayed to myself too, like, and that's weird because like you think of it as this outgoing title, but I was outgoing in the places and spaces I saw that I need to be on campus. But this is not about my college life. That can come out in another video. In the first 2 years I was there, not the first two, the second, because I was there for 3 years. So Micheline was before me and Danny was before me. So and then my first year I didn't really know. So I had seen 2 Black Miss UNCs go before me, and like I said, I was kind of into this culture in high school, and I was like, I turned to my friend Kayla, I was like, I think this is something that I could do. And she was like, yeah, you could. And I think we were talking about it the summer prior because we were orientation leaders together, and there's a skit where someone's in the pit like, vote for me for Miss UNC. And so I kind of knew then, and so when the time came, I was ready to go to the meetings and do anything that I needed to do to win. I also felt like I embodied those things: leadership, scholarship, and service. It's gonna have to be another video of all the things I did in my 3 years of undergrad at UNC, and we can even talk about the things I did at community college. But I felt as though I fit that. How was it? It was hours and hours and hours. It was great. A transparent moment, like, I'm not gonna bring up like negative and old drama, so if that's what you're here for, you can go ahead and click off now. But I will say that you can ask anybody in court, usually something happens every year. Now whether it's negative or positive, who it affects, who it doesn't affect, who is the instigator and who's not, that changes obviously. But yeah, so we spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time because I have friends who populated different parts of the campus and who had different strengths that were on my campaign team. But I also didn't want my friends to feel like they had to be so invested in something that I wanted for myself. That can strain a relationship. So there would be times I pull an all-nighter, doing posters or making sure that we're sending out enough mass communication to people. And so it was tough. I will say I was also working 3 jobs. Count 3. So I was phasing out being a returning orientation leader, which is different than just a first-time orientation leader because you're helping with office duty. You're like a liaison in a sense, but then you also have students that you mentored who are going through their first year and students going through their sophomore year. So I was doing that. I was also a resident advisor of a 10-story building. Shout out to Morrison, Motown. I had about 55 residents, but the whole floor basically was mine. And if you were in ROA with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But also I knew a lot of the building, again, because I was orientation leader and they're mostly sophomore and transfer students. 3rd job was in Moorhead Planetarium and Science Center. I had phased out being an after-school educator, but I also did family science and special events. So those are my 3 jobs. While also running this campaign. And this campaign, I had just said it to someone last night. I didn't even realize, I've never said it this way, but the campaign affects my life up to this moment, because it was during the campaign that I decided not to apply to grad school. And I always wanted to do, if you watch my Get to Know Me video, you know I always wanted to do speech language pathology, but I did not have time to put together a successful application, so I decided not to go during campaigns. I know some of my friends in previous years took the GRE during their campaign while also being an RA, while also being a returning orient, like while phasing out all these things that they're doing. And I needed a good score. I don't know about your GPA, but I needed a good score. I felt like that would balance out my application. So yeah, if you want to know where I'm working, what I'm doing, maybe I'll figure out how to put the video. If I can't put it on the screen, it'll be in the description box below. But yeah, hours, you have to be strategic and intentional with your time and where you're spending time. But you also want to make genuine connections, but you also want to make good grades in class. And you also want to do good at work. And if you work with kids or you're doing a mentorship type work in all of your jobs, which I was, you also want to spread yourself there. So I will tell you honestly, and not just because of this this competition, I was not my best self my senior year. Don't be me, be better. So about the service project. So my service project was, our slogan was like, secure the bag. You have to create a brand for yourself individually, but also, I felt individually, but also for the campaign, like it's politics basically. So you want to create a slogan that catches people's eye and people's attention, that may make them chuckle. It's a bit witty. So I'll insert some clips right here of what my, actually maybe on this side, of what my flyers look like. Again, you can find them on my personal and my Miss UNC social media, which I'll probably flip that to a different page now. But yeah, so that was that. And then we had 3 P's was what I was proposing. So it was a service project, and we did like P's. So it was like P's the food, because it was food and security related, but also again, just very, I was an RA, my bulletin boards, I should put those up here too. You want to keep it punny and you want to keep people interested. So it was supposed to be about politics, persistence, and packing. I switched out some of the P's sometimes as I kind of started doing more research. And one of the things that was important to me was there are people on campus. There's over 800 organizations on campus at UNC, right? So more than likely, you're going to come up with an idea that has already been done or a variation of. But one of the things that was important to me is like, what do I bring different? So basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to integrate food insecurity into organizations, programs, clubs, and people that are passionate about social justice and people. If you're passionate about people and anything dealing with humans, you are passionate about food because it sustains us. There are other things, spiritually, that can sustain us, whatever you believe in. But as far as like physical substance and sustaining you, that's water and food, period. So yeah, I really wanted to collaborate with them, which I did end up doing a lot of collabs because my service project was too big, so I didn't do all of it like I wanted to do. But I also wanted to have a hashtag and get people 3Ps certified, people, organizations, clubs, or certified, so they could at least once a month, it's gonna have all of these ideas, do something related to food insecurity, so we can persistently, you see what I'm saying, that's one of those P's, persistently be working towards eradicating food insecurity. Right, one semester senior year, that was really big, really broad. Also persistently working towards it, but also even if like packing and making sure we raise amounts of food to help sustain while we wait for the politics to change. That was also one of my P's. So it was more than 3 P's, but it has started by being called 3 P's. I also want to have a food day in the pit, fill the pit with food. You'll probably, that was in an article if you look it up. That was one of the quotes I had, and I just did not, everything I had going on was way too big. And that's one of the things that I wish there was as much emphasis put on the service project as it was winning. And I can take that. Like, I could have done better with making time. So basically the day that Miss UNC was announced, it was wild, right? So I didn't see my dress, which we'll put, and it's funny, well, not funny, I wore it to a different event, a more somber event, and someone was like, that's the Miss UNC dress. So now it's a dress that I only pull out for like really important events. Just only one has happened. So I didn't have my dress till the day of. My mom actually picked it out. So I know she picks out, or has picked out, a lot of my clothes, especially being like a plus size woman. And well, you're not really a plus size little girl, but I was kind of small, then I got big. She's been able to always dress me and know it looks good. And sometimes she tried to date me a little bit. I tell her that all the time, like, you just would be happy if I was in a turtleneck dress, just cover it all up, because I am a voluptuous woman. But so my mom pulled up with the dress. That was the first time I got to see it. Well, she had a few different dresses and I picked that one. They got there on the day of that morning. I forgot to get a game day parking pass. I had to go. We went and parked the car and took the Uber back up. I didn't do my wig, didn't prep it to the day of. So all that was happening, and I had to go get their tickets that morning as well. And so we're walking in. We literally made it just in time. And you're walking down the student section in the band, and everyone's just kind of like, ah, and like there's all this energy. But I was just like, me and my dad were walking, and I was just like in the zone, like giving them America's Next Top Model, Sasha Fierce realness. I'm just gonna lay this picture of Kayla and I here while I talk about the dress. It's funny because I told my mom I wanted a Carolina blue dress because Miss UNC wears Carolina blue. Mom kind of looked at me like, wow, like that's a bold choice, but that's what I had seen. The past 2 Miss UNCs in front of me wear Carolina blue, and of course the girls that I ran against were white or cream. So Miss UNC wears Carolina blue. Let it be known that Kayla also prayed for me before the game with Bacardi on her breath. This is just letting you know that Jesus will do it for you if you let him. Before, so let's just get this win. I was just like, he's talking really strong. Like, this is so much bigger than high school. So we get down there and they introduce each one of us. It's 3 girls. And of course, when they got to me, everyone was cheering. Like, I had the loudest cheers. And I was like, okay, my people are here. My people are confident. So they voted. Like, they had to. So literally they announced it, and it was like, and the winner is
Miss UNC is Myra Parker.
I kind of knew it was me maybe before some of the others did, because the other 2 girls, one started with E and one started with L. And then my name is hashtag linguistics and speech hearing sciences. Like before you go say Myra, there's like this pre-voicing, and so the microphone is really good in the stadium. So it's like and like I did it like crazy, like insert face. So yeah, surreal experience.
This afternoon we have 2 contestants. Chris representing section 116, Elizabeth representing section 115.
And I recorded this after the whole video because I forgot that I didn't tell you all my experience in learning that I won. Winning was a surreal experience, out-of-body experience. You know, even when I ran in high school, it was just something I kind of turned to my friend Kaija. Shout out to Kaija if you're watching this. Hayes is probably watching this because she has a YouTube channel. She did my hair, and my mom did, like, we stuck Vote for Myra on candy bars, and Kai made cupcakes, and we did crowns and stuff. And in high school there was less rules than at UNC, and if you're trying to run, you go to the meetings, you'll see I'm not going to air out everything you can and cannot do. And you may know if you have friends running or if someone currently has told you, but I'm just not going to do that on this platform. But yeah, I turned to her and I was like, this is something I think I can do. And in high school, my first year, my mom didn't let me do anything. So my second year, I did color guard. So I was around band, and I learned how to read a grid, or it's not called a grid, it's called something else. You wear it around your neck and it shows you the lines on the field. Like, that was so impressive to me. I'm still impressed by band, major, all that stuff, which if I'm on Instagram, you already know. But also my second year I did JV cheerleading, and then my third year I did varsity cheerleading. So and I was involved in a lot of clubs and organizations, but then my senior year I got involved in more, especially knowing that I wanted to run. Again, you want to make genuine connections, so there were clubs and organizations I was already interested in, but it was definitely like a push to populate more of my high school campus. But I'll never forget, basically what I'm saying is you have a bigger impact than you know in these spaces, right? So literally people come up, your win, it means, I mean, I'm in high school and in college now. I mean, I'm Black, plus size girl, middle-ish class family, because you know, like, Black wealth and white wealth are different things in the way we look at wealth and calculate it. Like, I never knew a struggle. My parents both worked. I come from a 2-parent home, but still, it, like, being Black in predominantly white spaces are like, it's different. Like, it's a noticeable difference in the things that you get and have and do, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But teary-eyed, like, some people who told me, you know, that they got bullied, and I always was there for them. I was always there for them. I always stuck up for them no matter what. And this was in high school. And I mean, even when I did it at UNC, first years, black girl first years coming up, like my senior year, I'm coming for it. And I'm just like, do it, sis, do it. It's funny, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I actually did a project on Black Miss UNC. It was for my class called Performance of Women of Color, with Dr. Craft. Shout out to her. She is an author, and I have her book right over there. I'll probably insert a picture of it. You should get it. I need to get her to sign mine because she's going up. I'm going to be a school teacher in pre-K. I'm still doing childcare, and I'm getting off topic. I Will Love You Everywhere Always, written by my professor, Dr. Renée Alexander Craft, was actually dedicated to Maleikka Hardy Williams. This was Miss UNC 1993, as well as Miss BSM, that stands for Black Student Movement, 1993. She was very outgoing and immensely involved on campus, and she passed in 2008 due to breast cancer. Also, if you go in the Frank Porter Graham Student Union, you'll see the lactation room was also dedicated to her, as she was a hardworking mother and a strong presence on campus. So you'll see the lactation room is a functional space for people like Maleikka, so we can commemorate her memory in an active and functional way. It is the only lactation room on UNC's campus. Lastly, I Will Love You Everywhere Always was written and inspired by Maleikka's children who had to adjust to their new life transitioning after their mother passed. So if you are a teacher, if you are in pre-K, any age range, if you have children, this is a beautiful book. Social workers, psychologists, if you work with children. It also has beautiful pictures that depict people with black skin, so that's amazing. So the link for you to check out the author, the artist, and illustrator, their work, and for you to check out this book and possibly buy it will be in the description box down below. Maleikka, we honor and cherish your legacy, and may you continue to rest in peace.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
It's a bigger impact than you know. One of the notes I missed was, like I said, I didn't get to do my service project to the full extent that I wanted to, but I was able to collab with a lot of organizations. I mean, QAB, the Campus Y, Student Office of Undergraduate Retention. I spoke at the Success Symposium. I did a Black History program in our community, and I also went to the Black Alumni Reunion, not only their dinner, but also after I won, I went back to their inspirational service. And I think, and I'm gonna put pictures of all this stuff up, but I think that it's important that once you get into this role, people are going to want you to come up to things. Matter of fact, the Persian Student Society, their new year, I'd never been. And I'm the type of person, literally, I went to 2 parties my whole undergraduate career, those 3 years. 1, it's rigorous as heck at UNC. 2, I was working. 3, I was an older student because I was a transfer student. I mean, I was the same age. My last year was the year I was older than everybody, but before then, I was the same age as a junior than senior class. But I kind of had already got that out in high school. Sorry, Mom, I was partying. I was going to the Omega Center. I'd rather go to cultural events anyways. I got to go see alpacas at the school. I was like babysitting for these kids, and their school was an immersion school, so I love stuff like that anyways. But once I stepped into this role, it was even more high demand that I show myself and I be in the presence of. And I think it was the least I could do was to go places where I was specifically invited. And even when I wasn't specifically invited, I saw a club or organization had something, I went and supported because they supported me. You know what I'm saying? And I also think it's important as an individual to be well-rounded and open-minded, and to represent the university for me was to represent as many people as I could, especially from marginalized backgrounds and experiences like I did. So I might have did it. I didn't want this video to be over 20 minutes and be something, and once I edit it, it's gonna be even shorter. I hope I was able to enlighten you on my experience. There's a big thing that I left out. Not a big thing, but something that I did want to mention.
So I miss the UNC that you already know me. We're about to get this back to food and then do poetry. Oh! We rock over here, repping. And you know how we already set on that field.
As you can probably see, I could have made 5 or so videos. There's so much that goes into this, so much heart and passion. And one thing I want to say, well, 2 things I want to say is I know that I did not do this all by myself. I worked hard. As you read the comments, you'll see a lot of people think I'm genuine and inclusive, but hundreds, if not thousands of people made this happen, y'all, as well as the brave women that went before me applying for this position. So thank you to everyone. Thank you for watching, and comment your questions down below because this video is a little everywhere, but that's okay. Words simply can't quantify how much this means to me and how rich this history is about this topic, especially being a Black Miss UNC. So thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I still don't have an outro, but make sure you check out all of my videos. Bye.